Sunrise in Hartford. Here on a cold January morning. We are astride the stage here, the theater stage, in Bushnell Park, right down from the Capitol and part of the Bushnell Park. We were last here at the Jazz Festival, I think, 2 years ago. I think it was 18 that we were last in Hartford. But we are here this January morning to mark another anniversary that I was reminded of when I read my hometown paper this morning. Today is the 40th anniversary in Pittsburgh and surrounding areas of a terrible event that happened in Pittsburgh and throughout the Pittsburgh area. It became known as the Kill for Thrill killings, and it was titled the Kill for Thrill Spree. And two guys kind of went on a rampage and in downtown Pittsburgh and around Pittsburgh area, and to the people of the community in Pittsburgh and around, the chief murder they did was an Apollo police officer. But their kind of joyride for me was a little bit personal because they killed a former teacher of mine named Bill Nicholls, who taught music at St. Anselm High School. I remember Bill, or Mr. Nicholls, as I called him, and just do a little memoriam here for him this sad anniversary here in front of the stage of the Hartford Theater, the state capitol. Mr. Nicholls taught me many things, chief among them what it means to be an artist, to be a thespian, Thespian, for those of you counting letters or thinking of letters. And he showed me that, I was in high school the actor. I was, it's the high school actor, none greater than William upon the stage. I was the actor at St. Anselm High School, and I'm sorry, I was good. I will admit it, I was good, because I worked at it. And one of the people, the main inspiration for working at theater, acting, was Bill Nicholls, Mr. Nicholls. He taught me primarily as a, high school, year-end musical actor, that it takes a lot of work, that you're not born De Niro, you're not born Pacino, you're not born, whoever. It takes work, and a lot of work and dedication. The first and only time that I dealt with him was in a musical I did in my freshman year called The Fantastics, classic on Broadway at the time, and I'm sure it endures. Yeah. Uh, and I played the part of Henry, the old actor. I was typecast. Anyways, the English teacher at the time, Mrs. Franteri, I'm sorry, I forget her name. She married during the year of my freshman year, so she changed her last name. But she taught, she directed, if you will, the musical for a month or so. And, run through the parts and things like that. And then Mr. Nicholls came in. She wanted him to see how we were doing. He was in charge of the chorus. There was a chorus behind the actors, so we didn't have to sing solo. We had the entire St. Anselm High School chorus behind us. So he was conducting that. But I guess she wanted to show him how we were proceeding after a month or so. And he came in, and I don't think I was done with my first line before he stopped me. Stop. What are you doing? I'm like, well, no. This. No. Okay. Continue. And I would, redo the line, and he'd stop me. No, now what are you doing? Well, I'm doing that. No. After a little bit, he just literally rolled up his sleeves, pulled back his hair, and dove in to the cast and the scenes that we were rehearsing. And I'll tell you, it was frustrating and it was aggravating, but there was some inspiration in that. When you're working towards a goal and you want to be the best and you want to, you're willing to work and you're willing to put up with the aggravation and the torment and the pain and the frustration because you're going to get where you're getting. The problem is you need somebody behind you that you have faith in and believe in. And just listening to Mr. Nicholls, that rehearsal after school, showed me that, one, he knew what he was doing, and two, I want to be the best that I can be, as an actor. I didn't want to be just a high school actor, Anyways, the play was great and had a good time. But he really put us through our paces. Aside from directing the school play, he also taught music at the school. And I remember going into his class one day, and there on the desk was this little pamphlet, it seems. I sat down, and the title of the pamphlet was Sex Games for People Who Are Having Trouble with Their Marriage. And I said, I thumbed through it, and I said, I knew he was married. Mr. Nicholls at the time was married, but going through a divorce, I found out later. And I said, what's this? He said, well, people who are married sometimes need a little spice, a little something to kind of restart the engine that they once might have had and since been lost. I'm there, well, hey, good luck. I hope it works. Anyways, Mr. Nicholls, everyone in the class knew. I am sure his wife was one of the few last to find out, but all the kids in the class knew it. All the kids in the school knew it. And I had my suspicions, but, being a Catholic boy and him being married, I thought, drove such things from my mind. Turns out he was gay, and he was choosing that lifestyle now, in the process of getting a divorce, and he's going to become a gay man. Well, he quit St. Anselm, and he was gone by my sophomore year. The next time I heard of Bill Nicholls was I got a call from this kid, this guy, buddy I knew at school, who happened to be in the school play that he and I were working on sophomore year at St. A's. And he called me. He said, "You hear the news?" I'm there, "No, what?" He said, "Bill Nicholls was murdered." I'm there, "What are you talking about?" He said, "Bill, it's on the news. It's everywhere. Bill Nicholls was murdered downtown." I'm there, "What are you talking about?" So Bill Nicholls was part of the kill for thrill spree that these guys went on. He was driving his new car that he bought down around some of the seedy bars and hotels downtown. And from what I could tell, these guys jumped in, and it was his car that supplied their spree out and about around Pittsburgh and Indiana County and Apollo and places like that. And he was murdered. They threw him in some lake, tied him, threw him in some lake. But this is the 40th anniversary of his murder, and it's sad, But I do remember Mr. Nicholls, and the thing that he wrote to me in my yearbook, very short and brief. I was expecting volumes, pages, chapters, because I really was enamored to this guy. Not sexually. No, not sexually. Everybody in the school, just assumed he and I were carrying on a sexual relationship. No, I was in love with the teacher. I was in love with the instructor. I was in love with the music teacher, the instructor, the muse, the inspiration. That was the joy I got from him. It was not sexual, though many of the people in school thought it. But, him and I had a bond, and that was mine to him. All he wrote in my yearbook, my freshman year, was 3 words, I think, was, "Remember me in light." That's all he wrote. "Remember me in light." And if you remember the Fantastics, it's a line from the Fantastics. And it's from an old actor named Henry as he departs from the stage one last time.